During this discussion, I will be talking about EBPs and HLPs and the differences between the two, and some advantages along with disadvantages. This will include examples of EBPs and HLPs and how they can help students who are high and low incident disabilities. I will start by discussing EBPs. This stands for evidence-based practices. And what this simply means is that whatever practices you are using as the educator, they have been thoroughly researched and have worked on different students from different backgrounds, different social economic backgrounds, cultures, and religions, all of that. An example of evidence-based practices for students with high incident disabilities could be as simple as an early childhood education program. In an early childhood education program, a student learns about being a part of a group in a classroom. They're learning about sitting at a table while eating, how to hold their fork, basic life skills, using the bathrooms, washing your hands. They're learning all sorts of things about being a part of school, songs and early alphabets and numbers and things like that. Um, so an example of low incidence is ABA services. This is a service that teaches the students about behaviors to improve their social and emotional skills through positive and sometimes negative reinforcement. A worry is that an educator may have is that they're spending too much time focusing on implementing new programs. It may not be worth it to them, and that could be a problem with EBPs. Is that you're focusing too much on implementing this program, and it's taking away a lot of your time. But the benefit to EBP is more likely to result in a positive outcome from your student. It increases accountabilities for stakeholders. Next, I'm going to talk about HLPs, and this stands for high leverage practices. And high leverage practices include collaborations, assessments, social and emotional instructions. Social and emotional skills and instructions, excuse me. High leverage practices must be tailored to meet the individual needs of your students. An example in special education is that, maybe you'll first assess the student, adapt the material if needed, modifications throughout the lessons, and you have to remember to meet the student where they're currently at and talk with other stakeholders. For high incidence disabilities, HLP practice that can be used for teaching in the classroom is social behaviors. And this is something that teachers do all the time. And I don't think they're always aware that they're even teaching a high leverage practice. But this could be waiting to take your turn before talking, raising your hand, not pushing past people, waiting in line, giving a student constructive feedback to understand how to resolve an issue or what to do next time. For low incidence disabilities, you'll see high leverage practices like a social skills group. And now those social skills groups are usually typically done outside of the general ed classroom with a special education teacher. The social skills group, like the things that they learn, can be translated back into the general education classroom. And those social skills could be about like learning not to scream when you're frustrated, eloping, running away, things of that nature. Some things that the downside to HLPs is that a teacher could feel overwhelmed and that this is too much, or maybe they feel like it's not working. And a thing to remember about HLPs is that we use it so often that it's pretty much ingrained into students' heads before they even begin school. They begin school and we're already indoctrinating them into learning about HLPs and what this all means. And so the positive things is that they're getting it from every other teacher, and so they should already be familiar with most of these practices. My opinion is that evidence-based practices are typically more likely to be used in instructions, and this is because EBPs have been proven to work. And as an educator, you would know that, I know that PECS is often used for nonverbal students and it has been proven to be highly beneficial. So it's more likely that you're going to use it and more likely that other teachers are going to use it. Another example of why teachers are more likely to use evidence-based practices is that you can use it school-wide with all students, low incidence disabilities, high. You can adapt curriculum to meet their needs. And lastly, it's because EDPs are more likely to be used because it has been proven to increase the likelihood of positive behaviors within your students. And that is all. Thank you.